Hey, I'm back. Hey, Missouri. My name is December, and I'm with the New Left. And I want you to know how your government works. Previously, I've covered branches of government, and I've covered forms of government. So today, we're going to do the exciting story of levels of government. Welcome. Yes, you do need to know this if you ever want to plot your takeover of the government. Levels of government is easy to understand as long as you remember the number 3. The government loves the number 3, especially when it's convenient. Have you ever seen the movie The Number 23? This is that, but 20 less. Okay. Let's start with the basics. There are 3 levels of government. Each of those 3 levels has 3 levels.
1, 2, 3, not only you and me.
Are you with me still? Good. Each of the 3 levels and the 3 levels that are in each level, they all mirror each other. So they're basically the same thing, just repeated.
Plus, there were at least 7.
Okay, I already see one. Give him. Okay.
Now remember, the 3 branches of government are different from the 3 levels of government. They're not the same thing at all. We're talking about something entirely different. This is completely different. Sort of.
They're the same picture.
The branches of government feature co-equal shared power. Okay? They're co-equal shared powers. Levels of government is about having a clear hierarchy of power. Okay? They're not equal, and they're certainly not separate. You have the most powerful at the top, and then you have your middle, and then you have the bottom. There's no equality here. Okay? None. This is not this is not an equality situation. The 3 branches divides the government by the judicial, the executive, and the legislative. So think of it as we've divided them by their jobs, their responsibilities to society. The 3 levels divide the government not by responsibility to the public, but by rank. Who has the most authority or power? Hey, I know that you all know the 3 levels of government, but let's just explain it anyway for Kansas, just in case they're listening. At the national level, the top level is obviously the federal government. Now, in the middle, of course, you have the states. What's at the bottom? Do you know? Do you know? Some of you are going to say cities, and I'm sure some of you are going to say counties. Am I right? This is where we kind of just start inventing new words like municipalities. So we group counties and cities together and we get the municipal level. Now remember how I said that each level, these are the main levels, each of these levels has 3 levels in them.
1, 2, 3, Peter, Paul, Mary.
Okay? Let's start with the federal level. What are the 3 levels in the federal level? Now, I know that you all know this, but just for Kansas, the executive level is the president. Now, I remember in branches, they're co-equal shared, powers and all that. But we're not talking about co-equal shared powers. We're talking about levels. So in this case, the executive is actually at the top, the president. Who goes in the middle? You guessed it, Congress. That was a trick question. Congress is actually the middle and the bottom. Next, we have a bicameral legislature. Yes, our government's a little bit gay. So, they won't commit to anything. And they're not marriage material. Our government's not marriage material, and they have commitment issues. And we were all thinking it. I'm not going to be invited back to Pride. The upper, in this case the middle, is the Senate, and the lower is the House of Reps. If the House passes a bill, it has to go up to the Senate, and if it passes, it goes up to the president. That's how we know that this has a clear tier of hierarchy. If the Senate passes a bill, it has to then bounce down and be passed by the House, and then it jumps up to the executive. So the Senate can't pass something and it just jumps to the executive. It still has to go through these 2 chambers first. But theoretically, The executive is already at the top. So if the executive wants to, I don't want to say pass a bill, but if the executive wants to do an executive order, make its own decision on something, it can just sign off on it itself. It does not need to actually answer to the bottom two, unless it's a clear violation of the law or there's no actual money to do the thing. Sometimes it's stopped presidents, sometimes it has not. Depends on what kind of Congress you get. So understand, bills, laws, they travel in hierarchy, which is why we don't include the Supreme Court. Let's move to the state level. The highest position is the executive, and the executive, in case Kansas doesn't know this, is the governor. The governor is the highest person in the state, okay? Most states have a upper and lower house. That's essentially a mirror of Congress, the legislature. Unless you are our neighbor, Nebraska. Oh, Nebraska. Nebraska is the only state with one chamber of government, a unicameral legislature. Nebraska won't cheat on you like Kansas. Let's drop to the municipal level. What's going on there? Is there a script for this? The municipal level is like the Assassin's Creed. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. And once you accept that, you'll accept the municipal level for what it is. Don't even let it make sense. It's not, just give up. The city-county relationship is not really a layer. There's no hierarchy of power between city and county, at least not consistently across the US. However, they're more like branches of government in that they work more side by side, if that makes sense. After all, and I'm sure, people in Kansas know this, that some people live in the county and they're not like subject to a city or its laws. And then you have people who live in cities and the city is so big it is its own county. For a city, we assume that the executive is actually the mayor. But it's important to note that not every city has a mayor. I looked, this is a thing. Or has a mayor, but the mayor is not the executive. Probably somewhere in Kansas.
To recognize nothing is true and everything is permitted.
So this can be all mixed up. You can have a mayor-council form of government. You can have a council-manager form of government, meaning the mayor ain't shit. Or a council form, which can be a combination of things. Okay, we've covered all of our layers for today. Thanks for joining me and welcome to The New Left. You can keep watching at thenewleftparty.com.